Over 80, nearly 60% of seniors say they feel invisible in their own neighborhoods. But what if the real culprit isn't age or gens, but the tiny moments that quietly slip away? What if reclaiming just a few of those moments could add years of vitality to your life? Over the next 30 minutes, we'll explore 10 surprising pillars, from micro-social sparks and smart movement to emotional resilience and an age-friendly home, that you can start using today. Before we begin, pause for a moment and recall, when was the last time a simple hello made you smile? Share your moment in the comments below. It's where our journey to thriving past 80 begins. 1. Reframing the aging narrative. You might think of turning 80 as crossing a finish line. But what if it's actually the starting pistol for a brand new race? Aging isn't a slow fade into the background. It's a chance to rewrite the story you tell yourself every morning when you wake up. The moment you swap "I'm too old for this" for "how can I make today count?" you begin to see possibility in every wrinkle, wisdom in every silver hair. Take my friend Rose, who celebrated her 82nd birthday last spring. Instead of lamenting the years gone by, she started a weekly memory tea at her local community center, inviting neighbors of all ages to share photographs, recipes, and stories over Earl Grey. Within weeks, she'd rediscovered a spark of purpose, organizing the gatherings, curating themes, and learning from younger voices. Rather than fading out, Rose became a conduit for connection, bridging generations with a simple pot of tea. Lesson: your mindset shapes your reality. By reframing each day as an opportunity, whether to learn a new skill, mentor someone, or simply savor a sunset, you turn age from a limitation into a gift. Every decade you live adds layers of insight that no one else can offer. Pause for a moment and think, what's one belief about aging that's held you back? Comment below and share it, because the sooner we reframe these ideas, the sooner we start thriving. As we move forward, let's explore how these small, everyday interactions keep our spirits alive, and why they're just as crucial at 80 as they were at 18. Next up, we'll dive into the power of micro-social engagement and how those tiny hellos can make all the difference in staying sharp and connected. 2. Micro-social engagement. The power of small interactions. We often think our social life hinges on brunches with friends or family gatherings, but it's the little, everyday exchanges that quietly fuel our well-being. Microsocial engagement refers to those brief hellos with the mail carrier, the shared smile with a barista, or the nod of recognition from a neighbor walking their dog. These moments send a silent message to our brain and body. You belong. You matter. I remember Tom, 87, who lives alone in a quiet suburb. Each morning he walked to the corner deli for his paper, exchanged a few words about yesterday's game with the owner, and patted the shop dog on the head. He didn't realize it, but those 2-minute conversations lifted his mood, kept his mind agile, and even seemed to sharpen his memory during weekly crossword puzzles. When Tom's hip gave him trouble and he started ordering both paper and coffee online, he noticed more than just physical stiffness. He felt a subtle flattening of his spirit. Lesson: don't underestimate the power of small talk. A single greeting can stimulate your nervous system, spark a tiny burst of joy, and remind you that you're an active part of your community, no matter your age. Next, we'll explore how staying physically active, even in the face of cautiousness, helps preserve not only our strength, but also our confidence and independence. 3. Smart movement. Balancing safety with strength. It's natural to want to protect yourself as you age. After all, no one wants another tumble or ache. But when caution turns into avoidance, we pay a steeper price. Our muscles shrink, our balance falters, and we lose the very confidence that keeps us moving. Take Bill, 84, for example. After a rainy day slip outside his house, he decided that walking was too risky. Within months, he went from 2-mile strolls to barely making it down the hallway. His legs felt weak, even wobbly. Then Bill remembered an exercise class at his senior center, gentle resistance bands and balance drills designed for neighbors his age. With just 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, he gradually rebuilt strength in his core and legs. 6 months later, Bill was back on his morning walks, this time using a cane for extra support, and felt steadier than he had in years. Lesson: movement is medicine. Rather than eliminating risk, learn to manage it. Hold a handrail, wear sturdy shoes, or use a walking aid. Then challenge yourself with small, consistent exercises, core lifts, heel raises, balance stands, that remind your body how to stand tall and stay sure-footed. Now that we know how to keep our bodies strong and active, let's turn to our inner clock. In the next section, we'll explore circadian engineering, how tuning light and dark can transform your sleep, your mood, and even your immune health. 4. Circadian engineering. Mastering light for better sleep. Our bodies run on a clock, one that doesn't tick with gears, but with light and darkness. After 80, this internal rhythm can become more fragile. Daylight tells your brain, it's time to wake up, while evening shadows signal, prep for rest. When those cues blur, you end up tossing and turning, waking groggy and dragging through the day. Consider Helen, 86, who began napping through her mornings and staring at the ceiling at night. Her doctor found nothing physically wrong, no new medications, no sudden illnesses, but her energy was gone. Together, they tried a simple experiment. Helen moved her favorite armchair by the window and spent 20 minutes there each morning, curtains wide open. At dusk, she started dimming lights an hour before bed and silenced her TV. Within 2 weeks, her nights were calmer, her mornings brighter, and her memory sharper. Lesson: light is more than illumination. It's medicine for your clock. Seek 20-30 minutes of natural light soon after waking, even if it's just on your porch. In the evening, swap harsh bulbs and screens for soft lamps or a good book by lamplight. By engineering your light exposure, you'll help your body know when to recharge and when to shine. As your sleep restores, you'll find your resilience to life's ups and downs strengthening too. Next, we'll dive into emotional resilience, how facing grief and loss can actually renew your spirit rather than dim it. 5. Emotional resilience. From grief to growth, loss can feel like a silent tide, slowly pulling strength and color from our days if we never learn to surf its currents. When grief goes unspoken, whether it's the passing of a spouse, a childhood friend, or even a long-held dream, it doesn't vanish. Instead, it lodges in our bodies as tension, disrupts digestion, frays sleep, and leaves our immunity vulnerable. Over time, that quiet ache can dim the spark that makes every sunrise feel worth greeting. In Seattle, a group called Widows Walk meets every Thursday afternoon in a local library. Members range from 75 to 92 years old, each carrying a story of love lost. Rather than suffering in isolation, they share memories, tears, and even laughter over tea and lemon cake. After 6 months, a study of the group found participants reported 30% fewer symptoms of depression and an easier time sleeping, simply because they had a safe place to voice their sorrow and honor their love stories. Lesson: give your heart a daily outlet. Whether it's 5 minutes of journaling, a brief phone call with a trusted friend, or a few gentle breaths of mindfulness, naming your feelings lets them flow instead of building pressure. Remember, acknowledging grief isn't a sign of weakness. It's the clearest path back to your own resilience. As we reclaim our emotional balance, we also reignite the small routines that give life texture. Next, we'll look at how rediscovering daily purpose, those little reasons to rise each morning, can anchor your spirit and keep your days vivid, no matter your age. Did you know that having just one small, consistent purpose in your day, like watering a plant or writing a letter, can reduce your risk of depression by nearly 30%? But here's the twist. It's not just about what you do. It's how you connect that purpose to the rest of your life. Let's dive into this next surprising pillar: rediscovering daily purpose. 6. Rediscovering daily purpose. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be the simplest ritual that makes you smile when you wake up. Without that reason to rise, our days can blur together, and even the strongest of us can feel adrift. Rediscovering purpose means pinpointing small, repeatable acts that give structure, connection, and joy to your mornings, afternoons, and evenings. Take Martin, 92, a retired schoolteacher who struggled when his volunteer tutoring gig ended. One morning, he decided to pot a single bonsai tree on his porch and care for it like a student. Every day at 9 a.m., he'd trim a leaf, adjust the soil, then jot a note in a bonsai journal about its growth. By 4 p.m., he'd sit on his stoop with iced tea and watch neighborhood children walk home, waving and calling out their names. These tiny rituals, Watering, journaling, greeting gave Martin a rhythm so steady that he began planning mini lessons for his former students, even offering free phone reading R for kids struggling with homework. Lesson: you don't need a bucket list to feel needed. Just 3 micro-purposes. One for the morning, one for the day, one for the evening. It could be tending a plant, sharing a daily gratitude text, or preparing one small act of kindness. Consistency is the secret ingredient. When your body and mind learn to expect a meaningful action, they stay alert, motivated, and fulfilled. As morning rituals anchor your spirit, your body will need the right fuel to keep you going. In the next section, we'll dive into nutrition and hydration foundations. Why protein, healthy fats, and proper hydration matter more than ever after 80, and how to build simple eating and drinking habits that support your newfound purpose. 7. Nutrition and hydration foundations. What you eat and drink becomes the foundation for every other effort you make. Movement, mood, even memory. After 80, our bodies handle nutrients differently. Stomach acids decline, protein synthesis slows, and our sense of thirst can become dulled. Without the right balance of protein, healthy fats, fiber, and water, even the most motivated among us can feel flat, weak, or foggy-headed. Meet Linda, 89, who'd lost her appetite and dropped 10 pounds in 6 months. She felt tired by mid-afternoon and struggled to stand after sitting. A visiting dietitian introduced her to the protein pulse approach, adding a small 15-20-gram protein boost to each meal. Greek yogurt with berries at breakfast, a handful of almonds at lunch, a scoop of pea protein stirred into soup at dinner. Linda also set a simple alarm every 2 hours to sip a glass of water. Within a month, she'd regained 5 pounds of lean mass, her afternoon slump vanished, and she even joined a weekly low-impact dance class. Lesson: tiny, consistent changes trump big, intermittent efforts. Aim for at least 20 grams of high-quality protein every few hours. Pair it with fiber-rich vegetables or whole grains, and remind yourself to drink water, herbal tea, or broth throughout the day. These building blocks nourish your muscles, support digestion, and keep your energy levels steady. With your body now fueled and hydrated, it's time to exercise another vital muscle, your brain. Next, we'll explore cognitive fitness, simple yet powerful ways to keep your mind sharp, curious, and ready for new adventures. 8. Cognitive fitness. Exercising your brain as we nurture our bodies and spirits. It's just as vital to give our minds a daily workout. Cognitive fitness isn't about memorizing shopping lists. It's about engaging in meaningful challenges that strengthen neural connections, improve memory, and spark curiosity well into our 80s and beyond. Take Jean, 90, who swapped her afternoon television habit for a language and logic hour. 3 times a week, she spent 20 minutes alternating between Spanish flashcards and a dual-task app. One screen that flashed simple math problems, superimposed on word puzzles. At first, she stumbled over verb conjugations and miscounted sums. But within 2 months, her short-term recall improved so noticeably that her book club picked her to lead the discussion on the latest mystery novel. Her confidence soared, and she even began mentoring a local teen who was learning English. Lesson: variety is your ally. Combine at least 2 different brain-boosting activities: language learning, strategy games, music practice, or art puzzles several times per week. The mental cross-training keeps neurons flexible and ready for whatever challenge life brings. As you keep your mind sharp, it's equally important to stay on top of your health checks and medications. Next, we'll talk about preventive health and polypharmacy management, how the right screenings and a thoughtful medicine review can safeguard your well-being and independence. 9. Preventive health and polypharmacy management. As we celebrate every new day, it's crucial to partner with our healthcare team. Ensuring routine screenings and thoughtful medication reviews keep us safe and independent. After 80, risks like heart disease, osteoporosis, and drug interactions rise, but timely prevention can make all the difference. Meet Gloria, 88, who was juggling 5 different prescriptions: blood pressure, cholesterol, sleep aid, joint pain, and a vitamin supplement. She felt fine, but small headaches and dizziness began to interrupt her gardening. At her annual wellness visit, her geriatrician performed a medication reconciliation. spotting that two of her drugs amplified each other's sedative effects. Together, they adjusted dosages and consolidated therapies. Gloria also completed a bone density scan and a simple cardiac stress test. Today, she gardens without the midday fogginess and tends her roses confidently, knowing she's doing everything she can to protect her body. Listen, annual or even biannual checkups aren't just paperwork. They're your chance to catch small issues before they grow and to simplify your prescriptions so each pill works for you, not against you. Keep a current list of every medication and supplement, ask about potential interactions, and don't hesitate to request screenings recommended for your age and health history. Next, we'll explore how creating an age-friendly environment, from lighting and handrails to smart home tech, lets you stay safely in the home you love, empowering every step you take. 10. Age-friendly environment and tech enablement. Your home should feel like a supportive hug, a place where every corner works with you, not against you. After 80, even small obstacles, a dark hallway, a slippery floor, a heavy door, can chip away at confidence and independence. By thoughtfully adapting your space and embracing simple tech, you create an environment that empowers each step, each moment. In Cleveland, Mary, 91, lived alone in the same bungalow for 50 years. After a minor stumble on her back porch, her grandson helped install motion-activated nightlights along hallways and a grab bar by the bathtub. They added a voice-controlled assistant to remind her about medications and play her favorite radio station. The results were immediate. Mary no longer hesitated when she got up at night, and she loved calling out, "Hey, home!" to turn on the kitchen light before making her evening tea. Lesson: small tweaks make a big difference. Map your daily routes, entryway to bathroom, bedroom to kitchen, and look for tripping hazards or dim spots. Install handrails, non-slip mats, and bright, warm bulbs. Then consider one piece of friendly tech: voice controls, emergency alert buttons, or smart plugs. That adds ease and security without complexity. With your living space set up for confidence and your tech tools ready to assist, you've built a full toolbox for thriving past 80. In our final thoughts, we'll weave these 10 pillars together, reminding you that each small action compounds into a life of vitality, purpose, and joy. Today we've journeyed through 10 pillars, from reframing how we see aging, to tiny social sparks, smart movement, and mastering our inner clocks. From building emotional resilience and daily purpose, to fueling our bodies, sharpening our minds, staying on top of health checks, and crafting a home that empowers. Each of these small shifts compounds into a life that's not just longer, but richer, filled with moments that remind us we still matter, still contribute, and still glow with possibility. Now it's your turn. Which pillar resonated most? Will you greet tomorrow's sunrise with a new ritual? Lace up for a gentle balance exercise? Invite a neighbor in for tea? Or dim the lights and let your body rest? Pick one action, just one, and weave it into your day. Notice how it changes your rhythm, your mood, your sense of belonging. Share in the comments below which tip you're excited to try first, or tell us your own secret for thriving at every age. If this video lit a spark for you, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Your support inspires more stories and strategies to keep us all living fully, beautifully, and boldly, one day at a time.